always.
89.9% of the time.
99.9%.
I give myself a little grace there. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Just a reminder, we do host number 19, Oklahoma. That 19 number is the AP number we'll see. Coach's ball comes out here in a little bit. So, Scott's got the microphone in the back. Is everyone ready? Tom, I'm guessing you want to start us off?
Coach, after the emotions of the TCU game, how do you take the success that you have, less the technical fouls and the ejections, how do you take that and focus it on for Oklahoma?
Oh, I think it's really easy actually to build on that momentum. I mean, it was a great win. It was a great atmosphere. It was, really energetic, and there were a lot of emotions in that game. And I think our kids were really excited about the win, and to get their first road win and first Big 12 win was great. And I think that now they've got a little momentum, and they're excited about, coming back home and playing in front of their fans who, against a team that is ranked, but they, know that we can beat them. And so it's an exciting time.
What do the Lady Raiders have to do to keep up the pace
Yeah.
and be able to handle Oklahoma?
Yeah, we got to control the pace. We can't get in a running game with them. They certainly like to shoot the basketball very quickly and get up and down. And so our transition defense is going to have to really be on point. We're going to have to do some things on offense to control the pace even. Our shot selection needs to be fantastic and really, really smart to not put ourselves in situations where we're on our heels if we don't score it. So I think it's going to be a very much of a mental game for us of understanding our game plan and following it, and not getting caught up in how quick they want to play.
And how do you keep the focus on Oklahoma and not look back for the successes, but how do you keep the focus on Oklahoma and one game at a time?
I think our kids want to just continue to win. I think it's the next opportunity. They know that that we succeeded at TCU and came away with a win, but it's always the eyes. The next day, the eyes are turned upon your next opponent, and they know that it's such a grind in the Big 12 that that OU's the biggest obstacle in front of us achieving our goals and our dreams. So all eyes and focus are on OU.
Coach, when you look at Oklahoma, what are your main concerns about them?
Obviously, they're very experienced. They have everybody back from a really good team last year. They all can really score it. So their three-point shooting is very, very good. So we're going to have to really defend the three-point line. But just controlling pace. I mean, that's the main thing of being able to just slow them down and make them have to work some offense. We need to be able to make them play some defense. So just controlling the pace is probably the biggest concern.
And then can you just talk about how Bailey's been playing? I see she had over 40 family members there in
Yeah.
Fort Worth, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Bailey's, Bailey's been taking every challenge that we put in front of her really, really well, and I think that she's really stepping up to the challenge. She's had some opportunities to start, and she's done some great things, and then she's had some opportunities to come off the bench and give us a spark, and she's done that as well. She's the type of kid that doesn't care about the starting or not starting or whatever. She just wants to play and help, and she just understands her role so well. I think she's getting more confident in her scoring. I needed her to be more aggressive and get to the rim more, and I thought she did that. And even though against TCU, I think early she got a couple of shots blocked, that's the aggressiveness that we need. We need people that can get to the rim, that can get in the paint. And so she's just being really coachable and really understanding, too, that her defense has to continue to improve, and I think it is. I think you see her just being more intense all the way around.
And then just what's the message to Lady Raider Nation now that the holidays are done and we need more and more people here at the USA?
Yes, the way I see it, every Wednesday and Saturday they should be at the USA. They just need to mark that on their calendars. If it's the ladies playing, if it's the men playing, it doesn't matter. Like Wednesday, Saturdays are Red Raider days, right? So come and help us out. But we really do. It's a situation where I feel like we have the team that can compete in the Big 12, And now it's those things where we need every advantage that we can get, you know, and when we go on the road, we have to really try to steal some games. And I think that's what we did at TCU. But now when we're at home, we got to protect our home court, and we really need help doing that. We need to be one of the, if not the best and hardest place to play in the Big 12. And we know we've done that before. We know we are on the men's side. So let's create that atmosphere on the women's side as well, and come give us a lift. So I hope they'll come out tomorrow at 7.
We'll go to Faith, and then we'll hook it back over to Stan.
Coach, you talked about after the TCU game how important Bryn's leadership role was in that game and going forward. How important is it for her and girls like Katie Farrell throughout the entire Big 12 season?
Yeah, we've got to have great leadership, and that's the thing about having 5 seniors on this team is that, you know, 3 of them have played in the Big 12 before, and they understand the grind. And then, of course, Katie Farrell has, you know, just a great just a great demeanor about herself and a competitive spirit. So we really need their experience and their leadership as far as just keeping us calm, you know, really understanding every possession matters, digging deep when we need to dig deep. And you know, I thought that Bryn did a great job of holding us together when we had 3 seniors, you know, out of the game. And I thought that she really kind of put us on our back. And that's what we need those seniors to do, is to really step up in those situations and provide that extra leadership for us. While our young kids continue to provide us with great offense, defense, some steals, all those things. But at the same time, we need a little bit of glue to hold us together.
And as hectic as maybe like the last couple minutes of the last game was, like, how were you and maybe even the seniors too able to corral everybody to make sure that that moment wasn't, you know, getting out of hand?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, there was a lot of distractions, obviously a lot of emotions going on in that game. And I think we kept talking about in our huddles about how the game ended last year, is that, you know that it's never out of reach. I mean, there were multiple times that we had 5 or 7 point leads, and then we'd turn it over and they'd shoot, hit a 3 or whatever, and all of a sudden it's a 1 possession game. And we just kept talking about finishing the game and staying poised and really understanding, what we wanted to accomplish. And so I thought that our kids did a good job of listening to us and staying engaged and blocking out all those distractions.
And then in light of maybe how the game ended, is there going to be any changes to the starting lineup for this game coming up?
That'll be a game day decision. I mean, we certainly are handling things with Bri Amber, and she's extremely apologetic, and she knew when it happened that wasn't what we intended, and that's not what we want for our program and for her. So we're handling things internally, but that will definitely be, as far as the starting lineup, it's always pretty much a game day decision.
Coach, Maddie Williams didn't shoot the ball particularly well, and they were still able to beat Iowa State. Just what does that say about their scoring options at Oklahoma?
Yeah, they're very deep. I mean, they have a lot of different weapons. You have to defend everybody. That's going to cause us some matchup problems in some areas. When they put all 5 players that can really shoot it beyond the arc, we're going to have to match that and be able to defend them on the arc. But also at the same time, they're going to have to be able to defend us inside as well. So it just points to, you're in the Big 12, everybody can score. I mean, really, there's not very many teams in this league that you can lay off of, or you don't have to defend. And Maddie Williams will definitely find her rhythm. She's a heck of a player.
And, late in the game against TCU, when Ella was kind of, the last big y'all had available, just what did she show you in those, last few minutes? Yeah,
I was really proud of Ella, because she sat over there for a while after her intentional foul, and we went back to her and we just talked about going, that we didn't think they could guard us on the inside, and we needed to go right to her. And that's exactly what happened. Is the very first play out of that timeout, we went right to her and she scored it, and then she provided us some good defense on the other end. So I was really proud of her to be able to stay engaged and stay focused, because when you get taken out of the game for certain reasons and you don't know if you're going to go back in or not, sometimes you can let your mind wander, or you can feel sorry for yourself. And I didn't think she did that at all. She stayed engaged and was very mature and came out and really provided a good punch for us.
Anything else for Coach?
Come on, Scott. What's up, man?
I have a question.
That's a Mary
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, guys.